All right, so we also want to talk. Last week, we started talking about NFL free agency. And Derek,
Wow.
you made the remark that we probably would have something to talk about this week. And so we do have some NFL news. And specifically, I want to talk about the Justin Fields trade to Pittsburgh. Now, my understanding was he had some other suitors, and he actually wanted to go to Pittsburgh as this option. And so they at least did right by him by sending him there. But what they got for him, I think, was an absolute steal. So, Derek, why don't you tell us about the Justin Fields trade? What do you think about this trade?
Okay, so remember when I said I felt for the guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That rings no more true than now. Oh gosh. The minute I read that, I'm thinking to myself, there's going to be like this one guy who just goes, Justin, why don't you just take a seat right there? Just take a seat right there. No, Field. Just take a seat right over there, and just stay there. Just stay there. And it's going to be most likely that way all season for him. I think you see in your last days as Justin Fields as a starter. I think
you think so.
Yeah.
Wow. You think Russell Wilson will have a great year with Pittsburgh?
Oh, I didn't say that. I said you've seen Justin Fields' last days as a starter. Unless Russell Wilson, takes that big hit from Baltimore, which he very well could, then look out.
Well,
I don't root for injury. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, that defense is going to be stacked, and I think Russell Wilson is the type of player now where if his offensive line doesn't help him out, he gets nervous. When you get nervous, you screw up.
All right. Josh, what do you think?
Boys, I've been watching football continuously every week since probably 1997.
Liar.
This was shocking to me. The way what they gave up for him, I'm like, are you kidding me? This guy was a first-round pick.
What they give up for him, Josh? Why don't you tell us what they gave up to get him?
They gave up a 6th-round pick for him. 6th round, not a 2nd round, not a 1st round, a 6th-round pick.
Now, in all fairness, it is a conditional pick, which means it can go up to a 4th rounder depending on how much he plays.
No.
So hold on. So
you mean that shouldn't make him feel better?
No.
So wait a minute. You give up on Kenny Pickett, who you drafted 1st round, who just got injured last year. That was it. You've now sent him to Philadelphia, which really to Philly? I mean, that makes no sense.
Yeah, he got Josh Rosen.
Yeah, big time. And then you've got Justin Fields now going to Pittsburgh after Pittsburgh just signed Russell Wilson to a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think of from a football point of view, and Bob, you can agree with me or disagree on this, but maybe they want Justin Fields to learn from Russell Wilson, almost like a Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes deal. I don't know.
Okay, it could be. I don't think they entirely trust Russell Wilson. If they did, they probably would have signed him to a longer contract.
Sure.
I mean, look at what just happened in Denver. He crashed and burned.
Yeah.
And so I do think that maybe they were thinking, well, we'll bring Russell Wilson in, and we got Fields behind him. So, yeah, he can learn behind him. But if Russ starts struggling, we can turn around and put Fields in and see what we got there. Yeah. Now, I think Fields has a lot of potential. There were times there in Chicago that I thought he looked really good. The fans seem to like him for the most case. I mean, it could be wrong, but they seem to be cheering for him and pushing for him. And to get a 1st-round pick who's still pretty young, he's still got the legs. Yeah, he's got everything. What did we say he was, Josh? When we looked it up, 25, was it?
Yeah, 20. He's 25 years old.
For quarterbacks, they're playing up to 40, and so he's got still a long career as long as he stays healthy. And to give up a 6th-round pick to get a guy that could be your guy for years to come, I don't think this was an absolute steal. And I think the Bears made a mistake on this one because I'm not entirely sold on Caleb Williams. I think it's pretty obvious that they're going to take Caleb Williams, but I'm not entirely sold on him.
Me neither.
And
yeah,
Josh, as the USC fan over here, why don't you tell us about Caleb Williams? Do you think he's a better fit for Chicago?
God, I don't know. I think now the problem is he's going to have so much pressure. Because remember, like you said, the fans started cheering for Justin Fields at the end of last year. Look, what the guy can do is he can do some amazing stuff. I will say that. But there's so much, he could do at SC, especially this year. I mean, he did struggle a little bit. I don't know. He had his pro day today. Do you guys know how he did? I haven't had a chance to look.
No
but
idea.
I just, look, if Chicago, I think we talked about this yesterday. Not yesterday, last week on the podcast. Didn't I say that they should have taken like Marvin Harrison Jr. and then that way with
that first wide receiver,
right?
Yeah.
With Cole Kmet and with all that,
Yeah.
But now it's like, so you've got Caleb Williams. You do.
And keep in mind, they also got what's his name going over there from the Chargers.
Keenan Allen.
Thank you. Yeah, so they got Keenan Allen going over there. You got DJ Moore. You could have had Justin Fields there, Cole Kmet. I think you would have had a pretty good offense. And then they brought in Swift at running back. Seems like a pretty good offense.
However, they have protected Caleb Williams now. If they take Caleb Williams, it's everything you just said. It's a good offense for a rookie to have.
But he's still a rookie. Rookies, look, not most of them are. You're not going to get like what you got this year with some of the rookie quarterbacks. You're going to get
Stroud.
Yeah. Stroud was a whole different, animal. I love the way CJ Stroud plays and the way he carries himself off the field. I think he's.
You better watch out for that team. You better watch out for that team this year.
And I told Josh beforehand. I told him during the offseason, I said, you better watch Houston. And Josh was like, no. Who did I got? Woo! And I said, Josh, they actually got some talent there. And
you can't be serious,
guys. Off base here.
Oh my God.
Jeez. So anyway, I told Josh that with Stroud that they had some real talent. And I thought that they had the potential to do something. I just don't see Caleb Williams doing what CJ Stroud did.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, even Anthony Richardson looked pretty good up until he got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with Bob on that one. Look, is he a talented player? Yes. I don't know if his brain is up with his body. I think
could be wrong.
I think a little classroom is going to be good for him. And plus, I'm kind of curious about Chicago's offensive line, how good they're going to be this year. Because I think Caleb seems like the type of guy that could be a little hesitant in certain situations. And if he
hang on to the ball a little too long.
hang on to the ball a little bit too long.
Could be. He did that at SC.
Exactly. So if he and that's not an offense that you need to hang the ball on for a long time, right? I mean, in theory, you should be able to shoot that thing off and get yardage out of it. But I see that as probably kind of one of Caleb's big flaws. So I think he's just gonna get a little like tap dancey, like maybe in like a situation where like he's in the pocket and he's feeling pressure.
Look, the ones who did it right, in my opinion, looking back, was the Chiefs with Alex Smith and Mahomes sitting on the bench. And now look at this with, from Green Bay with Love. Now playing great. He sat on the bench. He learned. I mean, why don't more teams do that? Well, I think Bob actually has answered that before. Right, Bobo? It's the money.
Oh, well, look, if you can get your rookie quarterback to be a starter right away and get those, growing pains out of the way early, I can understand that because with a rookie quarterback, you're going to have them on a rookie contract for at least 3 to 4 years before you have to turn around and sign them to a long-term contract or anything like that. If you turn around and you have them sit for 3 years and then they come in and play and they do great, now all of a sudden you got to turn around and sign this guy for a big fat contract right away. Yeah, so I think they like the idea of trying to see what they got early on with them, where they're not having to worry about the money issue. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm just not sold on Caleb Williams. And, I like I said, I don't think you're going to get another CJ Stroud. I don't think necessarily Caleb Williams is going to be like Bryce Young either, where Bryce Young really struggled this year. I think Caleb Williams is going to be better than that, especially with some of those offensive weapons that he's going to have available. But, remains to be seen.
He's going to play 6 games against very stiff competition.
Yeah.
No, it's true. You think of Trey Lance, Derek's, old quarterback on San Francisco. That was
never heard of him.
That was crazy.
Never heard of him. Who did he ever beat?
Okay, Jared, just to remind you, that was the guy that you guys gave up the farm to get.
That's crazy. What did you give up, Derek? Do you know?
Oh,
you gave up a Tyreek Hill. You gave up. Who else did the Dolphins get for out of that? I know they got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. Who else?
Oh God.
And then we stumbled into Brock Purdy. That's how
I
it
don't
happened.
know. Wow, it's crazy. Well, Bobby and I watched him at Iowa State. We thought Iowa State was good that year.
Did you guys ever hear the story about what Shanahan said behind closed doors?
No, what he said.
So this is when Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Brock Purdy were all on the team, right?
Yeah.
And he never made it public. This only came out like a little bit ago. But they're like, so who do you like out of all this? And he goes, you want me to be honest here? And they were like, yeah. And he points to Brock Purdy and he goes, okay, he's the best. Out of these 3, he's the best.
That Shanahan knows.
And everybody thought it was like, are you out of your mind? Like him?
No.
And he said it in a very point-blank fashion again. He is the best. If you give him a chance, he can play.
Let me tell you, Derek, these scouts in the NFL, Bob and I talk about it all the time. Lamar Jackson, when he came out of Louisville, Bob, where did I tell you I thought he should have gone? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember, but I know you and I were both high on him.
Yeah.
Top 10.
Mm-hmm.
He went late first round.
Yeah. He that's the thing is that, Brock Purdy is the walking example of how you can make a scout look dumb.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
They should or blind, one of the two.
I'll tell you what,
crazy.
Mr. Irrelevant made the scouts look irrelevant, that's for sure.
Yes, he should.
Sure.
All the way at 262 with a 260 something.
I don't know. I'm curious what the Eagles do now. Like, so basically you have Pickett, which it just doesn't. So he's going to be a backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they get rid of Mariota? Is Mariota
Yeah,
gone?
Mariota's gone.
Mariota's gone. So you've got Pickett there. I mean, I give him credit for going there. I just don't.
I love how you say, well, what are they going to do with him? Well, he's a backup, Josh. He's going to sit behind Jalen Hurts.
But
he shouldn't be a backup. He should not be a backup, though.
Well, a lot of people didn't think Justin Fields should have been either, but here we are.
That's still that's going to be crazy. I don't know. Nope. I think they're just waiting to see what happens with Russell Wilson.
Well, I do too. I think they're waiting to see what happens there. And if he stumbles out of the gate or starts having problems during the season, don't be surprised if they go to Fields.
And by the way, the Cowboys haven't done anything.
They don't
need to.
They don't need to.
Wow.
12-5, playoff loss.
Yeah.
The end.
You know another team that hasn't done anything, which shocked me, was Detroit.
I thought you were going to say the Dolphins.
Dolphins have gotten rid of everyone. Oh God.
Sorry.
Ridiculous. Oh my God. Now I'm getting upset. This is ridiculous.
You know what? How about this? Josh Dobbs. Take that. 1 year deal. Pretty
Don't worry.
We're at San Francisco?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's funny. You learn everything.
Okay, so I think Josh Dobbs, one of his like 3 wins on the Cardinals last year was against the Cowboys.
Oh,
So take
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I love how Derek loves the Cowboys. Oh, he just loves them.
Thank you.
all
All
right.
right. I think that's
You
a good
guys got
transition.
any other NFL news
I haven't heard anything else.
Yeah, the Niners
or anything that you want to talk about for
How about
NFL news?
any March Madness? Do you guys have a winner? I just picked my my winner. Do you guys care or no?
You know what? Tell me who you got, but I'll be honest, I didn't do a bracket. I don't really care who wins. My school's in it, Grand Canyon, but
I've got them winning. I've got them winning a couple games.
I would love it if they could win at least their first one, because the last 2 years they got knocked out in the first round. So
I've got UConn repeating against Houston.
Yeah. I actually did place a bet on which one of my friends is going to say my bracket is destroyed first.
Oh, that'll be me. That'll be me.
well, at least you're admitting it. So
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be me. I picked Arizona to lose to Baylor because every time I put Arizona in the Final Four, they lose.
So you're saying you picked Arizona to lose just so they could win?
Exactly.
Well, no wonder your bracket busts.
Yeah, shame on you. Just
I'm a shameful human being, let me tell you.
when you're a Dolphins fan and a USC fan for no reason, there is shame in that. Shame
1, 2, 3.
All right.
So well.
You guys got anything else before we get on to our last topic here?
No,
No, let's do it.
rock and roll.
All right.